Welcome back to Wealth of Words, everyone.
Yeah.
Tonight, we're going to be cracking open a book that might raise a few eyebrows. It's The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene.
Ooh, The Art of Seduction.
Now, before anyone starts thinking that we're, giving out scandalous dating advice,
Right.
let me assure you, this is about so much more.
It really is.
It goes way beyond that.
Absolutely.
So much more.
This is about influence.
Yep.
This is about the psychology of influence.
Yeah.
And that applies to, all areas of life, not just romance.
Not just romance, no.
No, and Greene uses these historical figures like
yeah.
Cleopatra, like Casanova, to illustrate his points.
Oh, yeah.
But the real gold is in how it applies to, our everyday situations.
Okay, so we're talking politicians, we're talking marketers.
Absolutely.
We're talking, our interactions with our friends and colleagues.
Absolutely. Your coworkers, the people you see at the grocery store.
This is already getting interesting.
Yeah.
I'm ready to dive in.
So Greene challenges us right off the bat to think about seduction as a form of power.
Okay.
But it's not about force or authority.
Right.
It's about getting people to willingly go along with you.
Willingly. Are we talking Jedi mind tricks here?
Well, not exactly.
Okay.
But think about Cleopatra, right? She didn't conquer with armies.
Right.
She captivated with her personality, her intellect.
Yeah.
It's about attraction and persuasion.
Right.
Rather than brute force.
Okay, so instead of, demanding things or throwing your weight around, a seducer in Greene's terms creates this kind of magnetic pull that draws people in.
Exactly. And that's where it gets really interesting.
Right.
Because he argues that this whole dance of seduction hinges on understanding people's desires.
Okay.
Particularly their unmet desires.
I'm starting to see where this is going.
Yeah.
Everyone wants something right.
Right.
So if you can figure out what that is and, subtly appeal to it, you're in a much stronger position to influence them.
You got it.
Oh, man.
But Greene cautions us against being too overt.
Okay.
Or pushy.
Right.
He uses the example of Benjamin Disraeli.
Okay.
A British prime minister who was a master at this.
Okay.
He would shower someone with flattery, then pull back a little.
Oh.
Making them crave his attention even more.
Ooh, that's good.
Right.
It's like creating a sense of scarcity.
Yes, right.
Right. The less available something is, the more we want it.
Exactly.
I've definitely seen this in action.
Yeah.
Maybe even used it at a time or two myself.
I think we all have.
Yeah.
Whether we realize it or not.
Yeah.
But it's important to note that we're not talking about manipulation in a negative sense here.
Gotcha.
It's about understanding what makes people tick and using that knowledge ethically.
Okay, so no, Darth Vader mind control.
No.
Just good old-fashioned persuasion.
Yes.
With a dash of psychological insight.
Absolutely.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Yes.
Good.
I like that.
One of the most intriguing tactics Greene discusses is the power of mystery.
Okay.
And absence.
Okay, this I gotta hear.
Yeah.
So stepping back can actually make you more appealing.
That's the idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Think about Lou Andrea Salome.
Okay.
She was a writer, an intellectual, who fascinated some of the greatest minds of her time.
Wow.
But she wasn't chasing anyone.
Right.
She had her own life, her own pursuits.
Yeah.
And this air of mystery just made her incredibly intriguing.
Right. It makes you wonder what they're up to.
Yes.
What's going on in their world.
Yes.
It sparks that curiosity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It taps into our innate desire for what we can't easily have.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Let's not forget Cleopatra.
Oh, yeah?
The queen of strategic absence.
The queen.
She knew when to pursue Mark Antony and when to withdraw.
Wow.
Kept him completely captivated.
So basically, playing hard to get can actually work.
But I'm guessing there's more to it than just, disappearing for a few days.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
It's a much more nuanced game than that.
Right.
It's about creating that allure, that sense of intrigue that makes people want to pursue you.
This is giving me a whole new perspective on dating, honestly.
It is.
But I'm sensing there's even more to this art of seduction.
Oh, there's plenty more.
Okay.
Greene then throws another curveball.
Okay.
The concept of mixing pleasure and pain.
Okay, now this is where I'm really intrigued.
Yeah.
So we're talking about playing with people's emotions.
It can be risky.
That seems a little risky.
It can be, but it's also incredibly powerful.
Oh.
He uses the example of Casanova.
Of course.
Who, let's be honest,
Right.
wasn't exactly known for his ethical behavior.
Right.
But he would deliberately make his targets wait.
Oh.
Increasing their anticipation.
Okay.
And making the eventual reward even more satisfying.
So it's like creating a mini emotional roller coaster.
Yes.
With highs and lows.
Yes.
That keep people hooked.
To keep them coming back for more.
Okay.
Right.
But how does this translate to everyday life?
Yeah.
Situations that aren't so Casanova-esque.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And you know what? We should probably unpack that a little further.
Okay.
After we take a quick moment to hear from our sponsor.
All right, sounds good.
Don't go anywhere, folks, because things are about to get even more fascinating.
Yeah.
As we explore the subtle art of seduction with Robert Greene.
Ooh, I like that.
All right.
I like that. All right, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back. It's fascinating how these principles of seduction apply to more than just personal relationships.
Oh, really?
Greene talks about how they can influence groups, even entire societies.
Wait, so we're talking like mass seduction on a societal level?
It is.
That's a bit mind-blowing.
It is. He calls this soft seduction.
Okay.
And points to how politicians and advertisers use these techniques.
Oh, yeah. Now that you mention it,
yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Politicians are always trying to win us over.
Right.
With these, inspiring speeches and promises of a better future.
Yes. Promises.
It's not always about cold, hard facts.
Exactly. They appeal to our emotions.
Yeah.
Our desires for security.
Right.
Prosperity, a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
Think about those stirring speeches that make you feel like you're part of something bigger.
Yeah, it's like they're weaving a narrative.
Yes.
That we want to be a part of.
Exactly.
It's very interesting.
And advertisers.
Oh, yeah.
They're masters at associating their products with feelings of happiness, success, or belonging.
Yes. Yeah, they tap into those
Yeah.
deep-seated desires we all have, making us believe that, their product is the key to fulfilling them.
Is the key.
It's subtle.
Yes, very subtle.
But incredibly powerful.
Is.
I'm starting to see these seduction tactics everywhere now.
You are.
But Greene doesn't just point them out.
Yeah.
He offers advice on what works and what doesn't.
He does.
He cautions against using the hard sell.
Oh, yes.
Saying it often backfires.
It does.
People don't like to be told what to do.
Nobody likes to be told what to do.
They want to feel like they're making their own choices.
Exactly. It's like the difference between being pushed and being pulled.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be pushed.
Right.
But a gentle pull can be very persuasive.
Exactly. Instead of forcing our ideas on others, it's about creating a compelling narrative.
Yes.
That draws them in.
Draws them in.
Yeah, this is making me rethink how I approach presentations at work.
Oh, yeah.
Even just conversations with my friends.
It changes everything.
Maybe I've been doing it all wrong.
Maybe.
But speaking of counterintuitive approaches.
Oh, yeah.
Greene throws in another curveball.
He does. He does.
The power of vulnerability.
Now, this one is truly fascinating.
Okay.
He suggests that showing weakness can actually make you more influential.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems totally backward.
I know.
Shouldn't you project strength and confidence?
You would think so.
To be persuasive?
Yeah, you would think so.
Okay.
But think about it.
Okay.
When someone's constantly strong and in control, it can be intimidating.
Yeah.
And it can create distance.
That's true.
Right. But when they show a flash of vulnerability, it humanizes them.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It makes them more relatable.
More relatable.
More like us.
Yes.
And when we relate to someone, we're more likely to trust them.
Absolutely.
Greene used the example of Benjamin Disraeli again.
He does.
Saying that he often made others feel superior.
Yes.
Which endeared him to them.
It disarms people.
Right.
It lowers their defenses.
It makes them feel more comfortable opening up.
Absolutely.
So instead of trying to project this image of perfection, maybe we should be more open.
Yeah.
About our flaws and insecurities.
It's a delicate balance, of course. You don't want to appear completely incompetent.
Right, of course.
But Greene's point is that authenticity and vulnerability can be powerful tools for building connection and influence.
So what does this all mean for us?
Yeah.
The non-Cleopatras and Casanovas of the world.
Of the world.
Can we actually apply these principles of seduction in our everyday lives?
And I think we do often without even realizing it.
Really?
Yeah. Every time we try to persuade someone, whether it's to, try a new restaurant or get behind our idea at work, we're engaging in a form of seduction.
It's about understanding those subtle cues.
Yes.
The unspoken desires the art of persuasion.
Yes.
It's like having a secret decoder ring for human interaction.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's not just about getting what we want.
Right.
Understanding these principles can help us be more discerning about when we're being seduced by others, protecting us from manipulation.
Right. It's like knowing the game.
Yes.
Whether you're playing it or someone's playing it on you.
Exactly.
But this brings up a big question.
Yes.
Is all seduction inherently manipulative?
That's a great question.
Is there a way to use these techniques ethically?
That's a question that deserves its own conversation.
Okay.
And you know what? I think we have just enough time to dive into that.
Okay.
So stay tuned because we're going even deeper into the art of seduction.
All right. Sounds good. I'm ready. All right. So we're back, and I've been pondering this question during the break.
Okay.
Can we really use these seduction techniques ethically?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a bit of a gray area.
It is. The line between ethical influence and outright manipulation can get really blurry.
Right.
I think it really boils down to intent.
Okay.
And awareness.
Okay.
Are you using this understanding of human psychology to genuinely connect with people and create win-win outcomes, or are you just trying to exploit their vulnerabilities for your own gain?
So it's not just about the tactics themselves. It's about the underlying motives behind them.
Exactly. Think about it this way.
Okay.
A really skilled salesperson might use some of these principles that we've been discussing to make a sale.
Yeah.
Right? They might tap into your desires, create a sense of urgency, or even use that strategic vulnerability to build rapport.
Yeah.
But if they genuinely believe in the product and that it will benefit you, is really unethical.
That's a good point.
Okay.
It's like if their heart is in the right place and they're not being deceptive, then it's more about persuasion than manipulation.
Ethical influence is about empowering others to make informed decisions.
Okay.
Not coercing them or taking advantage of their weaknesses.
Right.
It's about building trust and creating situations where everyone benefits.
So how do we navigate this complex world of seduction and influence without veering into the dark side?
Well, I think awareness is key.
Okay.
Right? By understanding these tactics, recognizing them in ourselves and in others, we can make more conscious choices about how we engage.
So it's like having this secret decoder ring for human behavior.
It is. And remember, Greene's book isn't some manual for becoming a master manipulator.
Right.
It's really about understanding human behavior and the subtle forces that shape our relationships and our interactions.
It's about becoming more socially intelligent.
Exactly.
Not about turning into some Machiavellian puppet master.
Well said.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up our exploration of the art of seduction, I want to leave you with one final thought from Greene himself.
Right.
He argues that we are all playing this seduction game.
Oh.
To some degree, whether we realize it or not.
We're all trying to influence others, even in small ways. Choosing what to wear, how we present ourselves. It's all a form of seduction.
It is.
In a way.
So the question is, what role are you playing in this intricate dance of influence?
Ooh.
Are you the seducer, the seduced, or maybe a bit of both?
That's a really interesting question.
It is.
And I think we all probably shift between those roles.
We do.
Depending on the situation.
Absolutely.
And just being aware of that dynamic is a huge step.
It is.
Towards being more conscious and intentional in our interactions.
Couldn't agree more. Well, folks. That wraps up our deep dive into Robert Greene's The Art of Seduction.
Yes.
We hope this exploration has sparked some new insights.
I think it has.
And maybe even shifted your perspective a bit.
Definitely.
If you enjoyed this episode,
be
sure to follow us and share your thoughts.
Absolutely.
On social media.
We'd love to hear your takeaways.
We would.
And keep the conversation going.
And as always,
thanks
for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
On Wealth of Words.
Yes. Until next time.
Keep those pages turning.
Keep those pages turning.
And those minds expanding.
Absolutely. See you next time